Welcome to the Holocene Epoch, the most recent chapter in Earth's story and the one we're living in right now. It began 11,000 years ago as the Ice Age came to an end and the glaciers began to melt away. The Earth warmed, forests spread, rivers flowed freely again, and something extraordinary happened. Humans didn't just survive, they thrived. From the scattered tribes of hunter-gatherers emerged the first signs of civilization. People began to farm, build villages, tame animals, and control fire. Then came the greatest invention in history: writing. Suddenly, humans could pass on knowledge, record their thoughts, and shape the future. This is the epoch where cities rose, languages formed, religions were born, and empires expanded. It's the time of the pyramids, the Great Wall, the Renaissance, the Industrial Revolution, and now, the digital age. For 11,000 years, the Holocene has been the cradle of human progress. But there's a secret to the Holocene story, a hidden force that shaped our past and holds our future in the balance. So get ready to unlock the mysteries of the Holocene. Hey there, welcome to my channel. You might remember me from another channel where we explored the distant past. But now it's time to journey through more recent history, the Holocene Epoch. Strap on your virtual hard hats, grab your Neolithic spears, and get ready to learn. You might have heard of the Ice Age. Picture a world of woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and glaciers that stretched from pole to pole. That's the Pleistocene Epoch, which lasted for more than 2 million years. But around 11,700 years ago, the ice started to melt and the world began to change. As the glaciers retreated, they left behind vast expanses of bare rock. Some areas became grassy plains, while others remained covered in ice, forming the Arctic and Antarctica that we know today. The melting ice also raised sea levels, inundating some regions and creating new islands. These changes affected where animals and plants could live and forced species to migrate or adapt. For example, woolly mammoths and saber-toothed cats disappeared as temperatures rose and forests grew, unable to cope with the changing environment. Meanwhile, humans and other mammals like deer and horses flourished. This warming period marked the beginning of the Holocene Epoch, which means entirely recent in Greek. The Holocene is part of the Quaternary period, which began about 2.6 million years ago. Although technically the Holocene is quite young compared to previous epochs, it's important to note that it marks a significant shift in Earth's history. This is because the Holocene saw the emergence of modern humans and their impact on the planet. During the Pleistocene, humans lived alongside other members of the genus Homo, such as Homo erectus and Neanderthals. However, with the onset of the Holocene, Homo sapiens became the dominant species, spreading across the globe and developing complex societies. One reason why humans thrived during the Holocene was the availability of new resources. As forests expanded and species adapted, humans had access to a variety of plant and animal life that hadn't been available during the Ice Age. The warmer climate also allowed for the growth of crops, leading to the development of agriculture and the domestication of animals. These developments marked a turning point in human history. Agriculture provided a reliable food source, which led to population growth and the formation of settled communities. Domesticated animals provided additional food sources, labor, and protection. These innovations allowed humans to establish permanent settlements and develop specialized skills and crafts. Another factor contributing to human prosperity during the Holocene was the development of new technologies. Humans developed more sophisticated tools made from bronze and iron, which were stronger and more versatile than the stone tools used in the Pleistocene. These advancements in technology enabled humans to clear forests, cultivate fields, and build more complex structures. Furthermore, the Holocene saw the development of writing, which revolutionized the way humans communicated and transmitted knowledge. Writing allowed for the recording of historical events, the preservation of cultural traditions, and the exchange of ideas over long distances. It facilitated the spread of literacy and education, which contributed to the growth of cities and complex societies. The combination of new resources, technological advancements, and the unique characteristics of the Holocene epoch allowed humans to thrive and expand their influence across the globe. Now, let's talk about the Holocene optimum, which took place roughly between 8,000 and 5,000 years ago. It was a period of particularly favorable climatic conditions characterized by higher temperatures and more stable weather patterns. The Holocene optimum occurred during a time when humans were rapidly developing new technologies and expanding their agricultural practices. This combination of factors led to a flourishing of human civilization. During this period, many ancient cultures reached their peak, such as the Egyptian, Mesopotamian, Indus Valley, and Chinese civilizations. The warmer climate and abundant resources allowed for increased agricultural production, which supported larger populations and more complex societies. The stability of the climate also contributed to the development of trade networks and cultural exchanges between different civilizations. However, it's important to note that not everyone experienced the benefits of the Holocene optimum. While some regions flourished, others faced droughts, famines, or conflicts. Despite these challenges, the overall conditions during this period were favorable for human development. And speaking of stability, the Holocene is indeed known as an era of relative stability in comparison to the preceding Pleistocene epoch. It's true that the Holocene has been characterized by relatively stable climate, allowing for the development of complex societies and civilizations. However, it's important to remember that stability is relative, and the Holocene hasn't been entirely free from major shifts or changes. For example, there have been fluctuations in temperature and precipitation that have affected different regions of the Earth. These variations have influenced the distribution of plant and animal species, as well as the patterns of human migration and settlement. Additionally, the Holocene has witnessed several significant environmental events, such as the Younger Dryas, a brief period of rapid cooling around 13,000 years ago that interrupted the warming trend. Moreover, the Holocene has seen the beginnings of some major changes in the Earth's systems, although they've occurred gradually over thousands of years. Sea levels have risen steadily since the end of the last ice age and continue to rise today due to melting glaciers and thermal expansion of water. This rise in sea level has had a profound impact on coastal communities and ecosystems, causing erosion, flooding, and the loss of habitat. While these changes may seem gradual on a human timescale, they've been significant enough to shape the planet's surface and influence the course of history. So, while it's true that the Holocene is relatively stable compared to the dramatic shifts of the Pleistocene, it's not entirely without major changes or challenges. As we wrap up our exploration of the Holocene so far, let's talk about what makes this epoch unique in Earth's history. One of the defining features of the Holocene is the rise of human civilization. Unlike previous epochs, the Holocene has witnessed the emergence of complex societies, cities, and empires. Humans have had a profound impact on the planet, shaping ecosystems, altering landscapes, and influencing the behavior of other species. The Holocene is also characterized by significant advancements in technology, from the development of agriculture and domestication of animals to the invention of the wheel and the creation of metal tools. Humans have harnessed their ingenuity to transform their environment and improve their way of life. These technological advancements have enabled humans to conquer new frontiers, explore distant lands, and exert greater control over their surroundings. Moreover, the Holocene has seen the flourishing of art, culture, and intellectual pursuits. Human creativity has blossomed during this epoch, giving rise to iconic works of art, literature, and architecture. The development of writing and the spread of literacy have facilitated the preservation and transmission of knowledge, allowing for the accumulation and dissemination of ideas across generations and civilizations. In contrast to previous epochs, the Holocene has been marked by relatively stable climate, although it's important to note that stability is relative and there have been fluctuations within this epoch. The warmer temperatures and more consistent weather patterns have provided a favorable environment for the development of complex life forms, trade, and cultural exchange. As we conclude our overview of the Holocene so far, it's evident that this epoch has been a pivotal moment in Earth's history. The emergence of human civilization, technological advancements, cultural achievements, and relative climate stability have set the stage for the world we know today. However, it's crucial to recognize that the Holocene isn't merely a time of human prosperity and achievement. It's also a period of profound environmental change driven by human activities. Humans have harnessed the Earth's resources to meet their growing needs, transforming landscapes, altering ecosystems, and influencing the planet's climate. As we move forward, it's essential to consider the impacts of human activity on the Holocene and the responsibility we have to preserve and protect the planet for future generations. The Holocene is indeed a remarkable epoch in Earth's history. The emergence of human civilization, technological advancements, cultural achievements, and relative climate stability have shaped the world we know today. But it's also a time of profound environmental change driven by human activities. As we move forward, it's essential to recognize both the achievements and the challenges of the Holocene and our responsibility to safeguard the planet for future generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you love exploring the mysteries of our planet and the wonders of the past, don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and keep learning.